Hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's issue or installment of Your Money Matters. My name is Kurt Jackson with KJ Financial in Liberty, Missouri. I'm a retirement income strategist that takes a different approach to retirement, one that through all the research I've done since 2003 and through all my experiences in the 20 years in the mortgage industry, feel that this is a much better way of doing things than we've always been taught. Today I'm going to focus on an article that came off of cheatsheet.com. It's called "The Future is Looking Very Scary for America's Seniors," and this is a topic that I hit on a lot in my different postings and videos and the like, and then obviously this video blog too. But they kind of talk about concerns about retirement not being just for the elderly. Americans of all ages are finally trying to kind of start to think about the future and what may lie with all the different things that are going on in our lives. So basically, it's not just the seniors that are worried about it. We've got teenagers that are concerned about that now too, which is a good thing if they'll do something about it. One study from Ameriprise Financial showed that 58% of Americans don't feel like they're on track for retirement. And honestly, I think that's a low number. I think there's quite a few more people that think that they're fine, but don't know that they're fine. I find a lot of people just throw money into a 401k or their employer retirement plan, and they just think that somehow magically it's going to create enough money for them in retirement. And I'm afraid that an overwhelming majority of you are going to be very sadly mistaken and very disappointed in what happens. In this report, it indicates that the top three things that people are concerned with in retirement are they're worried about meeting healthcare expenses, which are expected to rise dramatically in the coming years. Or they're worried about outliving their money. We're living longer. Just the most recent actuarial reports I've seen, 65-year-old male has a 50% chance to live past 86, and a 65-year-old female has a 50% chance to live past almost 89. It was like 88.9 or something like that, if I remember correctly. A married couple, 65-year-old married couple, there's a 50% chance one's going to live past 94, and a 25% chance one's going to live past 27, past 97, and 11% chance one's going to live past 100. So we're living longer in retirement, which means our money has to last longer. And then the third biggest fear they have is losing. They don't want to lose their money to another financial or economic crisis. Now, I don't know if you follow all of my writings and my videos and been to my website or not, but the funny thing is these three biggest fears are the three biggest things that we help people make sure they don't ever have to worry about. We've got things that will help them have more money to pay more healthcare expenses. We have things that will, if they need long-term care, which is a big cost that isn't really factored in a lot of times, that you'll have a pool of money to pull from to help cover those costs. They may cover them all, they may not, but they're at least going to help with that. We create incomes that you can't outlive, some with guarantees. Now, those guarantees are backed by the claims paying ability of the life insurance company that's offering them, okay? But they're guarantees nonetheless. And then one of the most important things that I've found is to avoid losses. Okay, that all my research has shown me this. I continue to find more and more research. In fact, I saw a recent study. I apologize, I can't remember who it was by, but they said if you can capture at least 30% of the upside of the market without ever losing, you're going to be equal to the market. Well, we've got tools that can capture 55, 60, 65% of the market without losses. Okay, we have others that have fairly high caps. They may capture more of that market because the market isn't necessarily up more than those caps all that often. So we've got some amazing financial tools that work into some really cool strategies that help people protect from the three biggest worries that they have. Because ultimately, don't we just want enough money, not money, but enough income to do all the things that we want to do in retirement and never worry about running out of money? And most of us would like to leave something behind if we could, but we don't want to necessarily cut into our lifestyle in retirement to make that happen. But if we could live the lifestyle we want and still pass things on to our heirs, our loved ones, then that's even better, right? Okay, so the problem with the current wave that we have of people that are getting older is that the boomers that are starting to retire, is that the economy is still recovering from really two big hits, 2000 to 2002, 2007 to 2009. And contrary to what the media will try to have you believe, we haven't fully recovered. Okay. And so this generation that's reaching retirement age has these two huge drops in the market and in their accounts that's really going to hamper and hurt their retirement efforts. So learn the lesson from there and make sure that you're protecting yours going forward. In 2012, Social Security benefits were dispersed to 5.7 million people, and 64% of them relied on Social Security to account for at least half of their overall income during 2011. And surprisingly, only 2.4% of current retirees maximized the amount of Social Security that they could get. Okay, 75% are taking well before their full retirement age. So we're leaving thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on the table in Social Security because we're not following the right advice there, or we're not getting the right advice. Right. Social Security is in trouble. Most people say, oh, it's going to go bankrupt. Well, the way it's structured, it's not going to go bankrupt. The worst case scenario is they don't make any changes. And they say it would happen in 2033, but that date keeps getting closer and closer. They would be able to have enough money to pay about 76% of the benefits that were promised. That's not ideal. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's a problem, but it's not like Social Security is going away or that's going bankrupt. So they're going to need to make some changes. Now, the worst thing that could happen is they don't make any changes. Okay, and that's for the worst thing. I should say the worst thing to happen for people that are depending mostly on Social Security, which is a huge percentage of people in retirement. The worst case scenario would be for them to not make any changes. The worst case scenario for all of us, for everybody that doesn't necessarily, that Social Security is a smaller part, is if the government solves it by just printing more money, which has been their go-to plan. Well, I shouldn't say lately. It's, not to get into politics, but Reagan was the first one that started running deficits. Okay, so they started spending more money than we had, and so that led us to the path where we're having to print more money just to keep up with all the promises that we've made, and that's another thing that's likely to happen with Social Security. I hope not. I hope they make some changes, and those changes won't be easy for all of us, but it's probably easier on us than those two. So keep that in mind. So when you hear that Social Security is going broke, that's not true. But they could, if they don't make changes, they could drastically cut benefits. Now, my strategy is this: if they're going to cut benefits, wouldn't you rather have the maximum benefits, so they're cutting from them, instead of have the minimum benefits and have them cut from them? From that? That's my thinking. Maybe I'm flawed in that. We shouldn't. The boomers aren't the only ones that should be worrying. It's good that we're thinking as young as, even teenagers are thinking about retirement. But sometimes I don't know if we're thinking about the right things. I'm 49. My mom is over 70. So I've got to make sure that I'm ready to handle her if I need to in the future. Okay, and that if we don't have enough money to pay for all the care that we want, then chances are our kids are going to have to take care of us. So talk to your parents about this. You need to get a plan together to make sure that you guys are all on the same page. And then think about it. If you have kids, I've got a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old. I've got to make sure that I'm planning so that they don't have to stop their lives or impact their lives to take care of me in the future. 10,000 people per day are retiring that are turning, I shouldn't say, are turning age 62. That's almost 300,000 people per month. That's several million a year. And right now, actually, that's kind of the average. Right now, it's lower, but in about 5 years, 6 years, we're going to hit the boom part of the boomers, because there was kind of a lull at this time, 62 years ago, in the birth rate compared to all of the age range of the boomers, which is born from 1946 to 1964. So that there's a period there where the birth rate was down, and we're getting ready in about 6 years to hit that. So it's going to start skyrocketing. So when you start seeing deficits are down, the government's reporting deficits are down, a part of that is because there's not quite as many boomers that are retiring, and that's going to change here going in the future. But of course, they don't tell you that. Congressional Budget Office analysis for 2013 shows that the Social Security outlays were $808 billion, which is a quarter of our total federal budget. Jobs, they keep talking about, oh, we've replaced all the jobs we lost. Well, that may be true, but we didn't replace. The new jobs aren't the same as the old jobs. A lot of it's part-time work. It's low-wage, low-skilled jobs that we have created, which isn't necessarily good for the economy, okay, because we don't have the high-paying jobs that are out there. that are available to skilled workers. Then also, they say that the unemployment's down, and that's true, but the way they measure it isn't accurate either, because there's still a lot of people that are underemployed or not on unemployment anymore, so they quit counting them. But even that being said, these lower wage jobs are not helping the economy. They're not putting more tax dollars in. They're not paying more Social Security benefits. So that creates more problems going forward. So I kind of touched on it. Who's going to take care of the elderly going forward when they can no longer take care of themselves? So that, the cost of in-home care is high. Cost of assisted living is high. The cost of nursing care is high. So we need to make sure that we've got the tools and the financial wherewithal to handle that. And we have a great arsenal of tools to do that. And if you want to know how those work, all you got to do is ask me how they work, or watch my videos. I talk about that to a certain extent. America is really not financially or physically ready to handle the housing needs of an aging population. Okay, so do something about this now. Talk with your parents. Set up a plan. If you need help with guiding you through that, get me involved. I'll be happy to sit down with all of you and kind of give you some different options and let you know what's out there, because I can guarantee you this: the types of tools and the strategies that we use are going to blow away anything that you're going to find in the traditional retirement planning through your retirement plan at work. Those guys aren't thinking about that. They're not planning for that. We've got tools that are going to have that can have a big pool of money, might almost like magically appear for you if you need long-term care. And if you don't, that magic pool of money passes to your heirs without taxes according to current tax law. Right, so we can do these things with it smarter, safer, more efficient. We can get you more benefits with less money because we do things differently. We found the tools out there that allow us to do these things for you. And they work. From everything that I've seen, all the proof and everything that I've, through my research and experience with clients, they work, folks. They work. You just need to open your eyes and open your mind or be open to something new to come into your world and show you these things. Don't think that just throwing money in a 401k is going to solve your problems, your retirement issues, because it's not. I can guarantee you that. So thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to discuss these, my contact information is there on the screen. You can book an online appointment at that bottom line there, that meetme.so / Kurt Jackson. You can schedule a free online appointment with me. There you can do that, or call me or email me, either way. That way we can at least kind of get the ball rolling and see if it's something that you want to sit down and look at, how it can impact your situation. I hope you have a great week. The weather seems to be nice this week. It looks like we're going to have, for a while, we're going to have some pretty nice weather here in the Midwest for almost the middle of March. It's pretty good. I'll take it. Thanks for tuning in. And if you like what you hear here, please share it with your friends, family, anyone you care about. Until next week, we'll see you then. Thanks.